Hello, hello, my beautiful and amazing people. Good evening. How are you doing? It's your girl, Rachel K. TGIF, guys. How have you guys been? Have you missed me? Tell me, have you missed me? How have you been? How is your family? How is work? How was your week? And most importantly, how was your month? Has it been beautiful? Has it been gracious? We have a few more days to end the month. Are you excited about September? Are you happy? Are you looking forward to September? I am looking forward to September. I think I'm glad of August. But you know what? We still have some more days to go in August. How are you? How have you been? Kindly drop in the comment section where you are viewing from. Let's say hi to the people in your location. This is Rachel K on another interesting episode of Ladies with Stories. TGIF! Nothing feels good like Friday. So, TGIF guys, we're here to learn how to make money. We're making money. We're making money. We're making money this day. Come on, let's maximize our skills to make money. So how are you guys doing? Drop in the comment section. Share this, please. Kindly help me to share it. Let people know. Ladies with Stories is live and we are airing from the beautiful city of Glasgow this evening. Where are you viewing from? Kindly drop in the comment section. Good evening, my people. Okay, so we have people joining for the very first time. Hi, Sylvia. Hi, Clara. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I know we have people joining for the very first time. This is an amazing and interesting show, an interesting place where you want to be because this is Lost. We are here to inspire and empower every woman to succeed, and we do that through our fortnight shows just like this on Fridays, 7 p.m. We bring you true life stories of women from around the globe, and we bring you teachings also from amazing women. So, what are you preparing for this evening? Have you got your pen, your paper? I promise you it's going to be an interesting evening. It's going to be an interesting evening. Are you an entrepreneur? Yes, you are at the right place. Do you have a skill? Yes, you are the right meeting this evening. And I am looking forward to hearing your testimonies after this meeting. So kindly drop your comments. Kindly drop your comments. Let's know. Share this, please. Let people know Ladies with Stories is live. Live. Share, like, comments. Share, like, comments, please. We are live. Have you been doing the daily affirmations? We have been dropping affirmations because we learned in August, in June, no, May, June, in July, that affirmations are powerful. Affirmations are mirror that shows you who you are. So have you been affirming to the things we have posted? You can always send us your own affirmations and we can use your affirmations too. So have you been affirming those words? Have you been saying it to yourself? Because indeed, those words are your reflection. That is who you are. It doesn't matter what people say about you. It doesn't matter what you even think about yourself. But just keep saying that word. It's going to change your perspective. It's going to change how you think and how you see things. And that is why we have the affirmation, just to remind you that you are bold, you are beautiful, you are deserving of love, you are deserving of every good thing of this life. You are nothing but the best. Those are the words we tell you every day. And I need you to believe me that that is who you are. You are a star. You are bold. You are amazing. You are fabulous. You are the best gift that God has created on this earth. There is no one like you. So, guys, kindly comment before we bring up our guest. Our guest is in the studio right now. I will be bringing her in any moment from now. Any moment, my entrepreneurs. Are you ready this evening? Have you got a skill that you want to maximize? Let's learn how to do that. Okay, so kindly please share the comment, the post. Let people know we are live on your status everywhere you can share. Just let people know Ladies with Stories is live. And don't forget, if you have someone that has a story that you think will be inspiring and empowering to everyone, please reach out to me. Just let me know. I will follow up on that conversation. I will speak to the person. Your stories, we can always share your stories. They are free. You don't pay to share your stories on the platform. And we always like to bring you stories that are inspiring, empowering, and that will cause you to succeed emotionally, mentally, financially. All round success is what we do here. So please kindly share this video. Let people know we are live. We're live. We're live. We're live. All right, guys, are you ready for our guest this evening? Are you ready to be blown away? Are you ready to learn? Are you ready? Madam Lilian is a seasoned entrepreneur. She has had her trainings from both within and outside of Nigeria. She deals more in the decoration industry, in the event industry, and she has had a couple of experiences in different places. And believe you me, this evening is going to be an interesting evening. An interesting evening. If you're ready for our guests, drop a 1 in the comment section. Hi, Shani girl. How are you doing? All right, Anita, hello. How are you doing? Hi, Ruth. So if you're ready, drop your comment in the section box and drop a 1 in the comments box, and we'll gather up to bring up our guests. So if you're ready, a 1 in the comment section, a 1, a 1, a 1. Just kindly drop a 1 in the comment section, please. We are ready. We are ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? Just drop a 1. Drop the 1s. Drop the 1s. Let's get it started. We promise not to take so much of your time today. So if you're ready, please drop a 1. Ladies with Stories is a platform that inspires and empowers women to succeed. We do that through sharing of true life stories, experiences, and anything, stories, basically stories and experiences that can inspire and empower the younger generations to succeed. You know, we're like Ladies with Stories, but we have a couple of men always joining and those harassing us. When are you going to have a men's show? This is Ladies with Stories. Hopefully one day we're going to have an event for the men. So let's look out for it very soon. So if you're ready, let's go. We have 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. All right then. So without so much waste of time, our guest is in the studio and we are ready to bring her up. So with a round of applause, kindly make welcome our guest for this evening, Mrs. Lilian Eze. Good evening, ma. Good evening.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We're so delighted to have you on the show. Ladies with Stories is a platform that inspires and empowers women to succeed. And having a special recommendation from above to bring you on this show this evening is such a delight. And you saying yes to us is really a delight. We are so grateful, ma.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We are ready to have you. Just before we go into the discussion for today, in just few words, who are you?
Thank you, the gracious viewers. It's really so nice to have you come on to get hooked to this program. Why thanking the Almighty God for making this day possible? The Lord who specializes in making all things possible, of course, we all know. I want to start by thanking Aunty Rachel for considering it visible for me to appear in this platform. I do not take it for granted. Thank you so much, Aunty Rachel.
Thank you, ma. We are honored to have you.
I'm going to say a very big thank you to Mr. Henry Amber through whom I got to know about this platform. That's when we say one candle lights the next, the whole world gets lighted up.
Yeah.
That's just the story, and that's what it's all about. Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay,
you
so
so much,
now,
La.
thank you. And then good evening once again to gracious viewers who are hooked up to share with us, because it's not just about us. We are here to interact, to share and learn from one another. You never can know it all. I guess that's a saying that means a whole lot. Okay, I've been asked to say who I am. Who am I really? I wouldn't even know where to start. But briefly, like the word was used briefly. My name is Mrs. Lilian Eze. I am a mother to 3 excellent, by the grace of God, excellent adult children, a wife to an astute banker, and the CEO, Just Events Academy School of Skills Acquisition. We started out in year 2004. I am passionate about touching lives. For me, it has always been about the Chinese adage that says, teach them how to fish. So when they want to fish, they can always go and fish and eat. You know, there's a difference between you feeling like eating ice cream and you don't know how to make ice cream and you don't have the money to buy ice cream. So when you're thirsty, when you have the desire to take ice cream, you either go looking for someone who will give it to you. Is that right? Good. Now there's also what it is when you can afford to buy the ingredients to make ice cream and you know how to make ice cream. When you're desirous of eating ice cream, you go into your kitchen or to wherever and you make your ice cream and you eat.
Absolutely.
That way, life gets better for you. You're not dependent on anyone. You're happier. Nobody has, should I say, this feeling like, oh, without me, you can't do this. So it gives a whole lot of confidence and makes, still I say, the world a better place. Okay? So do I go on?
At this point.
Talk about myself generally. Is that what you want?
Okay, at this point, please feel free. You can go on from talking about yourself into the topic of today, monetizing your skill. So how did the journey begin for you? What are the challenges you encountered on the road? How did you eventually start monetizing your skill? So you can please just go ahead, feel free, and just enjoy the platform. It's yours at this moment.
Thank you once again. I'm highly honored to have
You're
this
welcome.
platform to myself. Okay, so talking about myself, I am a graduate of guidance and counseling from the University of Nigeria Nsukka, having graduated with a second-class upper division in those days. I was posted for my NYSC in Bayero University, Kano. That happens to be in the north. And I remember as a very young girl who just wanted, who is very, I'm really eager to know places, you know. My dad had not wanted me to go to Kano, but I pleaded with my mom and eventually I was allowed to go to Kano at Bayero University then. Then I was posted to the Faculty of Education as a graduate assistant lecturer. You can't beat that. I'm quite a very young assistant graduate lecturer, lecturing very grown-up people. But it was an experience for me because, of course, they knew the reason. They had a reason for sending us there, and I got the experience. So after my NYSC in Kano, I moved over to Lagos. I thought it was nice to at least have an experience of what the labor market was like. So I decided to find something doing. The first job I got was in journalism. Yeah, and those of you who are watching, I don't know how many of us can remember the then Prime People magazine. I worked with Prime People magazine. That was in the 90s. And yes, I started out as a staff writer. After a while, I got promoted to senior staff writer, and I was given a bit to manage, making me a columnist. So I was in charge of a bit called Junior Prime with Aunty Lilian. If you were very familiar, yes, if you had been familiar with Prime People magazine, you would definitely know about what I'm speaking on now. Junior Prime with Aunty Lilian. Now, in this bit, my duty was to counsel young people. Young people were writing letters. Of course, in those days, where it was not the social media hadn't, gone as extensive as it is. That's if it ever existed then. So it was basically, I'm sure some of us still remember the days of pen pal, writing of letters, exchanging of letters, and all of that. That was what it was all about. So these young people were writing letters to tell me about their problems. And I was also assisting them, proffer solution. So when they're writing their letters, I'll put it up in my page and I'll give answers. And I guess that particular activity I was handling at that point made a change in my future thoughts, of which eventually gave birth to who I became or who I am after a while. How do I mean? In some of those letters, I read some intriguing stuff. I read some heart-wrenching stuff from young people about their experiences. And it allowed me to make decisions that I did even before I got married. And what were some of these? If I remember very vividly, there is one that I'm yet to forget up till today. A young boy, a young teenager wrote a letter and confided in me how she was being molested by her house help, a female house help. This young boy was about, I think, 12, 13 or so. He was being molested by their house help, and because the parents, the father and the mom, usually left home very, very early, and they had confidence enough that she was going to take care of their child. Meanwhile, the young child was living in agony. The young child was being molested, and it actually affected his attitude towards, should I say, okay, now let me not talk about his own attitude. Let me talk about the impact it had on me. Yes, because it was not a good impact. And this was one of the numerous cases I handled. So you can imagine, from young people, they were going through a whole lot. Negativities abound. And when you say your brain was filled up, your ear was...
Everything just gets all soaked up
was
with...
just like on you. And then I hadn't been married, but I made a decision even before getting married. And what was that decision? I said to myself, I'm not going to let anybody take full control of bringing up my children. I'm going to be involved. I'm going to be there for my children. I made up my mind that no matter the job I was occupying, when I started having children, I was going to, if it was too time consuming, I was going to give it up, and I was going to look up for something I would do that would enable me have time for my children. Of course, you know how it is when you have seen a whole lot. You don't want that to happen to your children. So I think that was what actually gave rise to my thought that brought about the entrepreneurship skill in me to, to arise,
so that
to
was
get
the trigger.
It was a big trigger for me because I'm like, the only way. And incidentally, I now got married. At the time I got married, I had left the journalism industry, moved into banking, and also passed through the telecommunication industry too. But I married a banker too. So you see what it was for me, a banker, meaning we would have to all wake up and leave very early. Yeah. And then who takes care of the children? The moment we got married, I started planning of what business to do, what to do that will enable me have time for my family. So when I got pregnant, in fact, for some people, is their husband that usually tell them, say, you have to resign from this job and have time for. But me, I had already, you know what it is like, I had already made up my mind. Yes, I had already taken a decision even before coming up into the marital institution. So it was a lot easier for me because I know couple who fight, like, I'm not going to resign you. Why don't you resign? You do that. But for me, I had made up my mind. And prior to this, I love entrepreneurship. So I am a very good business person. And when they say you can make, how do they say it in the desert? You can sell, you can, there's this saying, you can sell what in the desert.
Okay, I'm not sure of that saying, but I know it means anything is possible in that.
What it implies is that you can make lemonade out of lemon. Yeah. That's a similar thing, like whatever situation I find myself regarding business, I can always do very well.
Turn it to your advantage.
Yeah, turn it to my advantage and make something very good, monetizing and all of that. So it started quite early for me. So after this, I went into business. I got pregnant. I had to just know it was time to, of course, stop paid employment. I'm not saying that people should not go into paid employment, okay? But my point, I understand the target audience I'm speaking to young girls and ladies. And this happened to be the target audience I have been working with for a couple of years. So when I started, when I got to a point when I got pregnant and I knew it was time to take decision. So I had to look for a business to do. And it was thriving, but at some point the regulation, government regulation, could not allow importation into the country. And I knew it was time to move on. So I had to seek the face of God. And I now, incidentally, when I was in this business, it was a wholesale business, and people were coming in. Imagine you're in your place, wholesale place, and people are just coming in with plenty money. And when they come, all you do from day to day is money. You're just seeing money in exchange of goods. And I knew for myself that I'm meant for more. It wasn't just for me. That wasn't just enough for me. Money, good. I've seen that. So what next? I say that to myself. That this something has to, I wanted to be actualized. I wanted to be fulfilled. And for me, money was not just what was giving me that fulfillment. So I had to seek for God's intervention. I just told God I wanted a skill, something I can do with my hands and be able to impact on the next person, so that I will see people smiling, I will see people being happy, I will see people being lifted out of poverty and all of that, okay? So in that sphere, I found myself in the world of event decoration. That was how I actually got into it, because for me, I should say it was a divine call. So yes, it was a divine call. Why would I say it was a divine call? I was thinking of, you know, when you want to start a skill, I always advise get trained. You have to be trained because you want to not be at par with the professionals. You want to be on top of your game, okay? So the first thing I thought of was, where am I going to have a professional training that will really make me confident and able to do that which I intend to do? And one day, I was actually, then that was in Lagos. My children's school was in GRA Ikeja. I had lived around GRA at Ikeja then. And usually when you're going to the school, you pass through a street called, you pass through, okay, you pass through Adeni Jones and get to. But I found myself I was driving myself at that part. I saw myself driving into, oh baby, before I realized it, I'm like, what brought me into this? And I saw this sign of an academy. It was Event Decoration School. And I felt so good. That was when I knew that God was actually directing my path. So I drove in, made inquiries, and I felt really good. I felt I had found what I wanted. You know, when you find what you want, there's this
divine direction. Yeah.
Okay. So I got all the information and I went home, got home, told my husband. They said, okay, if that's what you want to do, I said, yeah, that's what I want to do. And that was how I started. By then, the business had packed up. Then when the classes started, we realized I had bought some books ahead of the class. So I was ahead of the class.
Wow.
I was doing quite well. And I remember very well that, well, for such, it will go well with some of the people around you, but it may not go well with others. You get what I'm trying to say? So my husband would say then, so if this is going on, why don't you just not show this when you come home?
Yeah.
I said, okay. So that was how, by the time we were graduating, there was this information we got about trainings abroad to the US and all that. And I went home again, I prayed. I said, God, just allow my husband to allow me to go for, because by then I had put birth to very young children, okay? And he being a banker, of course, you know what it is like being a banker. No time. So the children, someone has to really, and remember my decision before I got married. But at that point, something needed to be done. So in the school the primary school they had a boarding school for mothers who wanted to travel for businesses abroad. And I enrolled them for that period into that school because there were other children who were in boarding school for the period their mothers traveled to. So by the time I traveled to the US, did my course, I'm like, wow, so this is what is going on here. This is so lovely. And I got home feeling so fulfilled, so happy. And guess what was the next thing? Because I had gone to the US, can you imagine that? I was now looking for a duplex to start my business. Did you get what I'm saying here? I was not looking at the standard, like duplex. I imagined how I was going to set up my office, duplex, this, that. My dear, after 1 week of staying home, duplex was nowhere to be found. Yeah, please laugh. Anyone that wants to laugh. Second week, and you know this excitement was beginning to die down. Like, second week, no duplex. And I'm like, I had to tap myself, man, you've got to come
Wake up.
Okay, has no time for you. Look, which duplex now? Do you know what? One of the days everyone was out of the house, I saw myself, I should say I fell into a trance. That's what I call it, because I was alone in the house. On the couch, I slept off like 2 minutes.
Wow.
By the time in that 2 minutes, I saw myself using my BQ. I had a BQ and I was looking for a duplex. It was quarters. I had a room and just a small parlor there. And it's like, go and start using your boys' quarters. Nobody needed to tell me God was speaking to me. I stood up straight to the boys' quarter, looked at it. That was how the plan started. But you see, another thing was, at this point, there had been, in fact, I should say I was the first person that actually started out a training academy in the event-related industry in Lagos. I don't know about other places, but I'm really talking about Lagos, because there were so many clients who were very unsatisfied with services they were getting at that point. People were complaining, oh, this one did this. This is what happened after they finished the event. And at that point, they were not, we never had a whole lot of, they were just very few, if at all there were, professional event people. So there was this grudge in the minds of clients. They were not happy about the services they were getting. And that was how I found a niche. Remember I told you I was a lecturer at Bayero University. I had this thing about teaching that I loved. So I had to find a niche. Where this takes us to finding a niche in your scaling, in your skill. You don't just dabble into things. Find a niche in where you are. So I found a niche in the area of training. That was how I started Just Events Academy School of Skills Acquisition in year 2004. And by next year, we are going to be 20 years. 20 good years in the industry. Yeah, 20 years was not just a walk by. It was not just an easy leap. We had ups and downs. But the truth is, focus. Being focused has taken us a long way. We had distractions, we had incidences, but there's this, they say, it's not about falling down, but falling down and getting up. Yeah. We did fall, but each time we stood up and we are heading towards our destination.
Wow, okay, congratulations, so, 20 years is no baby.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so while we were still doing the academy, I had started with, the first course I went to the US was in event decoration. So when students were coming, they were happy. At that time, word of mouth was very, very, important. I didn't tell you how I started the academy. It was right there in my BQ. I put up an advert. Of course, my journalism background. So let me know it's important to the advert is not like the social media thing we have. You have to pay the newspapers a lot of money. So I took the little that was left, put advert, and I got 3 students. One coming in from Kaduna, yes. One coming in from Enugu, and then one from Lagos. And how much were we charging then for event decoration? 35,000 naira. That was a whole lot of money. But guess what? My first earning was, in my bus quarter then, was 105,000. I was excited because it shows that there's a direction.
There's progress, yes.
You start somewhere and it just shows you where you're heading to. There's progress, yes. So when this happened, I felt really good. And by the time the students were done, each one went home and recommended 3 more students.
Wow.
So imagine that in my second class, 3 times.
Nice.
Each one, some recommended 5, some got in 3. Because you see how they were doing it. When they were on break, they would have their balloon hats, they would have their balloon, like they were so excited, they would go out of their stage with it the way it was. And they were just feeling good. And people were asking them, and through that, I got some other students too.
Wow.
So by the next class, I had 11 students. And of course, the accommodation was now too big but we had finished that 11 students, and that gave me about 400,000. Wow. Oh, I couldn't even believe that. But you know what? That wasn't even it. By the time I got that money, and I said I have to get an accommodation. and just at the gate of my estate, because I needed something that would make me have time for the family too. So, of course, if you don't take time, when you dabble into these businesses, you just forget yourself. You forget the reason why you started being an entrepreneur and wanting to have time. And then you just zoom off. Before you know it, your children are still there in the hands of others. And remember, I have my objective, of course. So I paid, and then that was how we moved to the office. And people were now coming, students started coming, oh, ma, why don't you, this is excellent. Why don't you teach us how to make cake? Why don't you? It was getting so, you know, a whole lot of people. And then we started getting weddings, clients coming for weddings, you know, coming for this. And so I traveled then. I went to Cake Shack in London. I did my classes in cake, came back, introduced cake baking classes, and then we were baking for weddings and for, you're getting the story now. So we were coming from somewhere, getting to somewhere, and then remaining very focused. So that was how we started, then introduced, trained for other courses, introduced. As at today, we have about 8 to 9 courses in the academy. Yes, and we trained properly for them. So when I speak about this, I say mentor. Mentor, okay, mentorship. You just have to, train in whatever you want to do. It sets you apart. It really does set you apart. Okay, so later we now moved, and I found my office at, I joined them. I went into Goldman Sachs Faith Foundation to train for Aspiring Entrepreneur Program. I enrolled and trained for AEP. And when I was done, I had learned some businesses. Okay? So after that, we had moved accommodation and relocated to somewhere in Lagos called Lekki. And my office in Ikeja, there was no way I could keep up, because it didn't make sense that I went into entrepreneurship to have time for my family, and I'm running my business from Lekki to Ikeja every day. Of course, it didn't make a lot of sense. So I had to move my business to Lekki too. But of course, within that period, I got this Goldman Sachs scholarship that actually made me a 2,000 women Goldman Sachs scholar. I got this grant of about $1 million to go and study enterprise development, because they saw what I was doing. They saw my album, a lot of students. We had trained hundreds and hundreds of students, and they were equally doing very well, you know. So, and we have what we call corporate social responsibility. We started it from inception. So, and what it was that every Tuesday in every month, we had free classes. And so many young women and women from everywhere do come. That is exactly when you realize that so many people
are looking for skills.
Little money to pay, and they cannot. So many people were very consistent in that class, and they established through that class without paying a time. You know how it feels like?
That's a lot. That is a lot. I can imagine.
And, you know,
well done, ma'am.
How you see, and incidentally, I also became a counselor. You know, I also became a counselor because you see women who are coming, they will cry on your shoulder. They will think it's everything is just okay with you. They will tell you, oh, my husband is doing this. Oh, this one is happening. Oh, there's no money for this.
So you were mother of all.
I was mother of all, counseling them, and sometimes too, I try to let them know that it wasn't so excellent with me. You're just seeing me. I'm a happy person. Not that the world is just so beautiful out there for me too, but
you just make it beautiful for yourself. Yeah.
You know, you just have to be. The world can never be an excellent place for anybody. So you take that and make, like I said earlier, take your lemon and make it into a lemonade, and life goes on. And be happy with yourself. After all, I always say life is for the living. If you're not
It
living,
is.
then anything is possible. Okay, that's beautiful. So I don't know.
All right, that is
Yeah.
like you have actually you've answered most of my questions on from what you
Okay.
have discussed. I'm like, this is amazing. You have done so well, so well. This
Thank
is really
you.
amazing, and
Thank you.
giving hope to people through the free classes you were doing. It's much more amazing because at the end of the day, you empower one empowers another, and before you
Empowers
know it, we have a full community of
a full
empowered women.
community. A
So we
full
are
community.
literally supporting ourselves and not dependent on ourselves, which
Exactly.
makes life really, really easy. Thank you so much, ma.
Beautiful. And can you guess what? Do you know how that impacted on my business? By year 2016, I took ill. I was very sick, sick to the point that business didn't matter at that point. Your life was just nobody remember there was anything called just investment. You were
Yeah.
just battling with your life. And this happened for like 2-3 years.
Wow.
So it's like nothing was happening. People were calling, sending messages. And I forgot to mention that people were coming in from different states in the country to come in and register with our courses, get accommodation around there. I've had cases where I had students coming from the US, and what did she come to learn? Draping. And one of my friends was like, is it that these people don't see this online? But eventually she came to the academy. She that came in from the US, she saw the reason why. In Nigeria, there's this thing about the Niger spirit. Okay?
Yes, so we
There's
have
a
it.
difference between that. You're learning practical, all these intrigues, all those
Yes.
nitty-gritties and all that. Okay, so by the time I was good, and God gave me a second lease to life, and I came back, the moment I put up, I saw people from all over coming back, just jumping in. And I'm like, they testified that they were the one that spoke to others. My old students were the one that were now advertising, getting in people before, and because we were on site. Remember, we've been on site in the classroom situation and all of that, and things had moved on to online. People would no longer have to travel to pay for flight ticket, pay for accommodation, come and do this and all that. We felt it would be nice to also move online so that we can accommodate people from all locality, from all globe. And that was how I actually tried venturing into online. I don't know, I should call it, was it old school or kind of? It was a bit difficult initially for me.
It happens that way.
In spite of how much money, that's funny, hearing the word old school, isn't it? But that's just the truth. I don't know whether that was what it was. But it was really difficult in spite of how much effort, I had plenty content. I had so much to offer online, but I was not just
how to process it and put it here.
I could not just navigate. I mean, I spent some foreign courses, all that, online. It was difficult. But God knew in my heart what I wanted. I desired it because at that point I had started talking about passive income. And there's nothing like having online course that can yield you passive income. You have it on platforms, you're sleeping. When you wake up, people have registered, money is dropping in your account. So I took it to prayer. And last year, my last baby was to graduate in the US last year. I had to travel down. And when I got there, I told them, have you seen? I'm not going back if I don't know, if I don't learn this online stuff, whether you like it or not. There's no way I'm going to just, so they took their time, taught me everything. We did recording. Everything I needed, I got them. And when I got back,
you were refreshed and ready for the market.
I was ready for the market. And I did a first free class. I had about 400 students jump into my group.
Wow. 400. That is a lot.
By the time I was done, I now advertised for a paid class. And in that paid class, I made over 300,000.
Wow.
I'm like, is this for real? I had other things I was doing, but I had been looking at this. I'm like, this is what I want for my totality of passive income. And earning that was so much. Someone might say, oh, how much is so? It was so much money for me, because
It
for me
was
to
so
earn,
much.
even
That
if
was
it were
what, yes.
20,000, it means that so I can even earn something in this. Meaning that as time,
you don't have to do it the old way.
I don't have to do it the old way. I can be, no, with time, it can get better. And that was how we started advertising for more courses, and students are paying and they're coming in, and we began to teach, and then students are testifying. And at some point, I thought to myself, I'm like, I have to go for some courses that are leading to high target tickets and all that. And I was about paying for a course, about 300 something thousand, and a friend was telling me, how can you pay that kind of money? How can you do this? I say, how can't I pay? I'm heading somewhere. You see what it is? Some people feel like I don't have to spend money training myself.
Yes.
She said, you have known so much. So what? I said, I have known, but I haven't known what these other people
everything know. Yeah.
So I know I'm still heading somewhere. Okay? So it also teaches every one of us. You have to be under this atmosphere where you keep learning. Never get to a point where you think you've learned so much. You've known so much. The world, the society, the world is evolving. If you do that, before you wake up, everything has overtaken you. Okay. So thank you.
Wow.
And then,
thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much, ma. We're really grateful. So just to ask some few questions, because while you were talking, and the topic for today is monetizing your skills. So let me just ask the first question. How are you able, or how will a young person today be able to identify their skills?
Okay, that's a very good one. Monetizing your skill. First of all, you start by asking yourself, what is the meaning of the word skill? What's the meaning of the word skill? When you talk about skill, in a layman's, I like coming through the layman's way, because I just want everyone to understand.
Keep quiet.
Yes. In a layman's way, of course, skill is that thing you're strong in, that thing you can do excellently well. Okay? And I like to put them in categories. I choose to call one an innate skill, and I call the other acquired skill. When I say innate, what do I mean? I mean that you are just born with it. You are just good at it. You don't need to make extra for. Okay, I remember those days in my university. I'll give an instance. There was this lady. She was so good in making bed. The bed you lie on. Well, we all make our bed, isn't it? But this lady, when you walk into the room, in fact, you don't want to sit on her bed. It's usually so. There was this tact with which she made bed, the way she tucked in her bed sheets, the way her pillow, everything that was an innate ability. Do you know that so many people can make beds, but you lie down on the bed, by the time you wake up the next morning, the whole bed sheet is out. But you made your bed, isn't it? So making bed, for me, is a skill for that lady. And I always say that for you to identify your skill, you're going to be looking at your strength. What are you very good in? Your passion. Some people say, oh, passion. Passion is good, but it's not just enough. You should have that strength, okay? Then ability. There are some things you can have passions about. You can have passions to do. You can have this strength to do it. But what about the ability? It's not there. So it's usually good to look at these very important things. And most importantly, try to identify a niche. Everything you get into is quite wide. You see, the issue is, I I like to say that the young people of today are very, they have very short attention span. I guess it's just what the generation of, I don't know if I should call Gen Zs and all of that is made up of. Because you just realize that somebody starts something today. Somebody says, I'm baking cake today. Then tomorrow, you are calling her up to find out, how are you doing with the cake business and all of that? She said, I've left cake. I'm now into catering. You're not into catering. Like, how did you get there? Oh, you see, because of that short span, there's this lack of focus. Everyone is in a hurry. There's nothing like a mission, an objective for venturing into your business, a vision. Okay, there is nothing like this is what I want in the next 5 years. This is how I want it in the next 10 years. This is how I want it. For them, it's all about that thing that will give me money fast, fast, fast. And that's why you see most businesses collapse, especially in this country. The first 5 years in this country, coupled with what's going on in economic situations, government policies, lack of this and all that, businesses don't last for up to 5 years because people are very impatient. But what I tell people is, you can choose to be patient. You can focus on what you're doing. Okay, look at what I said to you. If somebody who is, you're a decorator, event decorator, you learned how to do this, then why don't you, the thing is, they get kind of myopic too. Oh, I have studied event decoration. I'm going to look for wedding jobs. And that is what it's all about. Now, you don't also blame them because I think that's where Goldman Sachs, really my work with Pan Atlantic University. Yes, I did mention how I got this scholarship to go into Pan Atlantic University to read enterprise management classes. Goldman Sachs, I think New York, actually paid about ₦1 million for me to go. And so by the time I was done, I had to implement the business courses, integrated it into what I was doing a bit of it before, but I had to integrate it fully because I discovered that the problem entrepreneurs, especially in area of this event-related field, it was that I had students who came to my academy, they had been learning cake and doing cake for like even wedding cakes for 12 years.
Wow.
But she kept crying. She's like, she doesn't know. She can bake this, she can do this, but she's not making money. And what is business? Bottom line is money. Yeah. So you now realize that these people set out every day going for training on skills, but they never have any business plan. So by the time we implement our business ideas and all that, integrate it with the skills we teach, we discover that the students take off the next day, making money.
Wow.
Do you understand? So you have taught them skills. You have taught them how to, is it small chops? We have taught you how to make excellent small chops. We have fine-tuned everything, but we have also taught you how to start, run, and sustain your business. We have also taught you how by the next day, you're not going to make small chops and you feel in the house and people in the house are eating. And you're saying, oh, this small chop is so delicious. Meanwhile, where is the money coming from? So by the moment we started incorporating what we learned and all that, we found it was a huge breakthrough. And students were doing excellently well. They started making money. They were now excelling in their areas. And then we were able to now get them to teach them this issue of monetization of your skill. I'll give you an instance. Still on these small chops, somebody could say, okay, I'm going to get a shop. I need money. I have learned how to make small chops. I have to, this place. I need a shop. Then they set up small chops. People are coming in, buying. At some point, business begins to
booming.
Yeah, it was maybe it was booming at some. Yes, it will be booming at some point. But you forget that you're going to be paying for accommodation because of top of an office. You're going to be paying staff, isn't it? You're going to be paying for materials, the light and everything. At the end of the day, by the time you do in and out, which is why we still teach them how to do their bookkeeping, your expenditure and your income, you have to manage. By the time you're done, you realize that how much money is left. So what do we say to such? Now you have to expand your business profile. Expanding your business profile does not mean that you do not have your niche and stick to it. Okay? So what you do is we say to you, what about looking out to making small chops and supplying to supermarkets? Yes. What about approaching people who are going to wed instead of waiting until they come to your shop? Look out for people who have parties, who have shops, who have events and sell to. What about where people are having events like inter-house sports? Parents are so many there, you get a stand there and you set up. And at the end of the day, you're going home with money. I had a young lady in my church. This lady, she makes sure she comes to church every Sunday, 200 packs of small chops. She learned how to do juice. I think she has sobo, orange juice, about 3 or 4 beetroot and all that. She learned them. So now every Sunday she comes with 200 packs of small chops for 1,000 naira each. She comes on with 200 bottles of, can you hear that? Just be calculating. She comes 200 bottles of juices, different types, for 1,000 naira each. By the time service is ended, sometimes service don't even finish. Everything is gone. And that gives you how much? 400,000 naira on every Sunday. Now, we have 4 Sundays in a month.
My people.
1.6 million naira.
Wow.
And here, somebody is struggling. Oh, me, I want this job that will be paying me 500,000 so I can be a boss. I have to leave 9 to 5. I'm not saying there's anything wrong about it, but remember, you must know your why. What is your why? If you know your why, of course, it will help you take decisions. Guide. I knew my why. I wanted to be there for my children. I did not want my children to go through what those children who were writing letters to me before I got married went through. So I wanted to do things that would make me to be close by, to be close to them while trying to make money. I may not have met all the billions when they were growing up, but when you look at what result you got from that, you cannot equate it, and yet you still have time when they're grown to make all the monies in the world. Okay?
Wow.
I give an instance again. I was teaching a course. And
it just feels like I'm having a lecture right now. I'm already thinking in my head, do I want to start doing small chops or drinks? All right, my friend.
Okay, you're even talking about small chops or drinks. Just look at was it last week I was teaching the student about sobo making? And I said, some people could say, because I often have students who come to say, hey, this thing I'm learning now, if you're in my street, hey, everybody's doing it. There will always be somebody doing everything. Everybody is doing decoration. There will always be somebody doing everything on your street. But the thing is, dare to be different.
Yeah, dare to be different. That is it.
Know your why. Because, what did I say to them? That sobo you're making, somebody could wake up to do sobo, and the people that are targeting is those primary school children who during break, they're able to pay 100 naira, 200 sobo, and that is what someone on your street is targeting, isn't it? Another could be targeting those that can sell for 250. Now, you have a target audience. You want to sell to the corporate industry. You want to sell and supply to supermarkets. You want to sell and deliver for events. And here you are making sobo for 1,000. That doesn't make anybody who is selling 100 people on your street who are selling sobo to be compared to you. Because you have your target audience. You have the people you're working, you have in mind. So that should not deter you. Because there will always be people doing one thing you are doing. Yes, you are sewing clothes.
Somebody else is doing it.
Somebody is sewing clothes. But the thing is, who are your target audience?
Yes.
The dresses you make, is it for the corporate world? Is it for, okay, did you wake up and as a tailor, you can, some people make dresses, they sit in their shop and every day they want people to come to them. And when they get home, they're like, hey, since this month, I've not had any business. I've not had any tailor business. I've not had anybody pay me. But do you know that there are people who have shop on that same street? When their staff are busy working, they walk into offices. They talk to people. They get orders.
So it's about the strategy.
The strategy. They work in there when they come back every month. The next day you see she has bought a new car. And then somebody says, oh, that woman is selling akara. I think she's using witch. Everybody is packing their car and buying akara in front of. It's not the witch. She's not using any witch. Oh. Have you tried to find out how she mixes her akara? Have you tried to find out how she packages her akara? What about her customer services? How does she relate with her? Does she take the numbers of people that buy akara from her and maybe get their birthdays, and when it's their birthday, she deliver akara to their places and they're like, wow, this woman doing this, I'll stick with her for life. Customer service. Just
imagine, as you just mentioned that, it just felt like, oh, look at a business idea. I can package akara, go and give somebody for birthday.
Basically, I tell people, I say, listen, have you seen, you can people look down on akara, right? But I can sell akara and build an upstairs. How? I will make my akara package in such a way that the presidency is where it will be going into. Akara, you'll be seeing akara is going for 100 naira. You can package your akara for 10,000 and people are busy rushing for it. You don't even have enough. So packaging, marketing, customer services, your pricing, all these are negotiation skills.
Yeah.
Branding. Branding. You're making akara, yes. Then because you're on a kiosk, people are just looking at your staff are just tiny. Why don't you give them this nice t-shirts with the cap branded and then your pack branded? And then you see all the executive cars stopping. People are busy talking about how you're using witchcrafting. Meanwhile, they're not seeing what you're doing differently.
Wow. You are so loaded, ma. You are so loaded. Thank you so much, ma. Guys, are you listening? Are you paying attention? My entrepreneurs here, have you gotten some things? Do we have to pay for training or this one is enough? Are you getting the gist? Are you stealing ideas, business ideas, packaging, branding? Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am. All right, just to ask again, how do we create a niche? You have said it before, creating a niche. You have said, okay, one of the ways to stand out is by creating a niche. How do people create a niche?
Okay, now I'll use myself how I created a niche. Yes, we do events. We plan events. We do small show. We do some of these services people were asking for. But we never we got to a point we have to really take it easy because we wanted to focus on our main target, which was training. Okay, so what happened was when we had so many jobs coming and we felt we could not handle everything, we get our students who are equally doing very well because there are a whole lot of them who are doing very well. And we, sublet the jobs to them. And then you focus on, when I found I could go on doing, I was working for banks, I was working for big organizations. In fact, as a matter of fact, this skills that we've been able to set up School of Skills Acquisition for religious organizations. So many, we've partnered with different Rotary Club. I don't even want to. There's so many of them. We have set up School of Skills Acquisition. Okay, so now talking about niche. When I found out that people, after my first training, I got back to Nigeria, I found out that people, there were no professionals in the area of events. Okay? And people were complaining each time they had events. They were complaining of the substandard. And then I found a niche and I felt, why don't I come in and train people that can be able to offer high quality, standard services. And that was what we came to bridge. So you see, you have to look out for what are those things you can do that can really impact on your, that will also make you stand out. Okay? So that's what, when we talk about having a niche, this is, you have to be able to look at what you're doing and then find the one that you think will be able to reach the people, where the people need that services so badly that you're also very good in.
Wow, thank you so much, Ma. So how long does it take to actually monetize your skills? Because I know you spoke about it when you gave the illustration of the lady that was doing the puff puff and the cake, and you know, always coming back for 12 years and she still hasn't made that much money. So how long would you tell someone listening to this episode today that in so and so months, this is how you can make it, monetize your skills? I know you have told us you can add this and this and that to monetize your skill, but averagely, how long do you think it will take?
It all depends on you. For the so many years we ran our academy, we had courses, in-house courses that was lasting for 2 weeks. Of course, we wouldn't want, you know, people are saying, oh, 6 months. And I ask people, what do you go to do in a training where some will say they come in the morning and they will have to sweep, clean, and do this and all that. I mean, I have my target audience. Those are not what we're here for. So you are here to really impact on these people. So we had courses that were running for 2 weeks, and it was like 90% practical, 10% theory. So you know what it is when you're doing practical, you're learning so fast, so after 2 weeks, we can give you something you can do. We actually, when you go out there, do some kind of pro bono. Because of course you don't have a portfolio, so you need a portfolio to start getting clients. So you might do pro bono. Pro bono means that you can see people who are wedding, and they need these services. But because they don't believe so much in you, they feel you're just a novice. Well, you're just quite new in the industry. You can tell them, don't worry, just get the material. I'll do the job free of charge. But of course, by the time you get the material, something definitely will still come out. By the time you're done doing an excellent job, you take pictures. And I can tell you, once you get it right, there's no time limit of how much it takes. It depends on how ready are you. You can do your training 2 weeks by that same month, under 1 month, because we teach you everything about what you need to do, the practical, how you start getting your, we teach you about how to get your clients. We teach you, we let you know where your clients are. Because some people don't really know where they think everybody's their client. Okay, so they keep going. At the end of the day, nothing is happening. Money is not. They get frustrated and they leave it and they move into something else. And maybe they see Mama Ade from upstairs, we're opening a salon, and they're feeling like, oh, maybe this my catering is not easy. You see this woman, her salon, people are just rushing inside there. Maybe I should go into salon services. Meanwhile, she doesn't know Mama Ade, her friend, had taken some time and then built her clientele and all of that. By the time she goes into salon services, she'll discover that she's not doing anything well. So the thing is, understand yourself, find out your strength, know what, try to find a niche, your passion, your ability, all these you're definitely going to. Your innate ability as well as your acquired ability. Put them. It does not mean that it must be innate. If you're not born with it, you can always train for it. Train at the right place. Get people that, I hear people say, oh, you're teaching too much? Why don't you hide this? This is for you. I said, why do you, if you want to train and impact on life, why do you have to think about what you're hiding from them?
So you need
I
to do
can't
it
hide
well.
from it because I want to replicate. Today, I can afford to call my students and say, okay, look at, they take this cake and go and do, because I know that your cake is exactly
your kind of, yeah.
And that is what it is about, just being real. Try to be real. This life is just too short for people. What are you hiding? Tomorrow you drop dead, that one is gone. So what are you hiding? What are you keeping secret? Yeah, wisdom.
You're right.
You know?
You're so right.
So tomorrow is not guaranteed. So we do as much as whatever we can to be able to impact on life. I say to people, you go to the village, for instance, you see why it's good to impact on people. Some are looking at you, oh, this woman, every time she goes soap, looking so nice. And you see 100 women looking at you, looking up to you. What about teaching them skills and they know how to do those things? When you come the next December, they're also looking good. Is the society not a better place?
Yes,
Is the society not going to be a better place?
It will be a better place.
So that's what I asked.
Wow. That is so good. Like, I know I have heard lots of people where, you want to teach someone something, but you're like, no, I'm just going to keep this part because that is my own secret ingredient.
Secret what? I don't have such secret. If you're my student, you're my student for life. I have students who 20 years, we're still together till today. We still gist, we still check on each other. Yeah.
Wow, that is amazing. So how do you really condition their mindset? Do you have okay, just like what you said, you're still friends with some of them after 20 years. Do you have a modeling system where, okay, when you graduate from my courses, you will still be my student. When you need help, I will still be here for you. Do you render assistance after the trainings you do?
Wow, the truth is for my students, when you graduate and you start up, we give you consultation services.
Wow. Guys, I hope you have been learning. This is so amazing. It just felt like I'm in a lecture hall and the teacher is teaching me on entrepreneurship. If you are an entrepreneur here, I hope you have learned something. If you're thinking of starting a business, I hope you have learned something. It's been amazing, amazing, amazing. I don't want her to go, but I'm looking at our time. She needs to go. It's TGIF. You guys need to have fun. You need to rest. But her network is bad, so we'll just wait for her before we wrap it up. If you have your questions, please drop in your questions. Drop in your questions so we can ask her. Any question you have, please send it in now while we wait for her network to get fixed. Don't forget, she made mention that you are made for more. So just because you're doing a particular skill or you're doing a particular business doesn't mean you might end up finding that satisfaction. Yes, you can be so good, but still not find that satisfaction there. That means you can look out for more. You can, explore more, even in that same field. She also mentioned that you need to get trained. Training is essential. You need to, upgrade your skills. You need to do personal development. You need to learn more about your business, about your market, about your industry. It keeps changing. It changes and changes. It keeps changing, so you must learn about your industry. So you need to learn about your industry. You need to know what your industry is offering at certain points in time. She also spoke about you finding a niche. Finding a niche means looking for somewhere that you are good, you can stand out. Yes, there is decoration. The event industry is big. You'll have lots of types of decorations. You have those that are into the floral type of decorations. You have those that are into the balloon type of decorations. You have those that, lots of things. So even in your own field, you need to niche it. If you're doing clothing, you need to find out, are you in the clothing? Are you doing baby things? Are you doing adult things? Your catering services, are you cooking? Are you a baker? What kind of snacks are you doing? Lots of things. So you need to find a niche. When you find a niche, people know you for that thing. People will easily go to you, okay, oh, this person does this thing. And the first thing that comes to people's mind is, this is what this person does. So your name rings a bell. So that is the advantage of you having a niche. She also spoke about focus. So in everything you do, you need to be focused. You need to keep your gaze on that goal. What is it that pushed you into doing that thing from the beginning? You need to know your why, and your why becomes your propelling force. So whenever you feel discouraged, okay, I am doing this because of this reason. I will keep going because of this reason. Thank you, Ma. We're glad to have you back. We're trying to just do...
I'm sorry for that break in transmission.
No, it's fine, Ma. We're just trying to do a quick recap before you come back. And we're glad we have you back. So I'm just asking if anyone has a question, and you were speaking before it went off. So is this something you can remember to continue?
Okay. Yeah, can you remind me, please?
Okay, we're talking about your role model. If you give people, you train people after they are done with the training, if you empower them, they have connections with you.
Correct. Yes, I was trying to say that when our students graduate, part of what we do, we offer you call it after sales services. Okay, so when you graduate, you're starting your own. We hold you by the hand, consultation, anytime, wherever you have any issue, you get back to us. And that is at no cost. Yes, we give you consultation all the way. Okay, when we have other like right now, we have groups where we have so many old students and new ones, over 100 students, over 100 people, 500 people we also have free classes there. We have paid classes. You see, most of the students are there. So it's not just the relationship. It encourages the relationship, because there's nothing like a mentor who is always there for you. It does very well, and this is at no cost. This is at no cost. Consultation at no cost, because we want to see you succeed. For each woman that succeeds, a household is taking off poverty for each woman that succeeds in their business.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wow, thank you so much, Ma. It's been a delight to have you on the platform this evening. I was telling them, I said, it just felt like I was having a lecture on entrepreneurship. Somebody was just teaching me how to make money right in my comfort zone. Just the final question. How many students do you think you have trained so far?
Oh my. Oh my. Before I even go into that, I think I would like to, talking about monetizing, before I delve into that, talking about monetizing your skills. Now, there are different ways you can monetize your skill. You have a skill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did I mention akara? Someone who does akara, isn't it? Are we using that? Okay, let's even use small chops. Assuming we're using small chops. Different ways you can monetize your skill in small chops. You can decide to do monetizing your knowledge, where you come, you're teaching people online courses on how to make small chops. Do you know many people can make small chops, but they don't know how to make the skin for wrapping samosa and spring roll? That is a course on its own that everybody will be willing to pay and join. So now remember, it's small chops you're making, but you've been able to now monetize your skill by going as far as monetizing your knowledge, teaching people how to make it.
How to do it, yeah.
Now, do you know you can publish an ebook or just a book on that, and you're selling and you're making money. The point I'm making is that you don't have to sit down. Somebody could say, I'm a decorator, and she's sitting there waiting for
events to come up.
And I ask, what stops you from doing birthday balloon delivery to offices and schools, and you're charging money? Yes. Do you know how much is coming in from you make a balloon bouquet, have someone's picture, and you go deliver to offices, you go deliver to schools? Because it's not every day that wedding comes now.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand? Have you thought of making, you learned how to, in our event decoration class, we teach you how to make flower bouquet. Have you thought of making flower bouquet and selling to people who are wedding? So you just have to enlarge in whatever, when you find that particular skill, you don't have to sit down and wait, I'm baking cake, I'm waiting for people to come and order cake. That cake, Do you know, I even give instance for my students. I say, just let's take a look that just one aspect you can make money through cake. Assuming you have 5 schools around you, and then you have children, a school where you can be supplying 100 cupcakes. You know cupcake?
Yes, ma'am.
And you have 5 schools around you, and you have 500. That's 500 children, isn't it?
Yes,
every day, every day. And then let's even say this cake is so affordable, because of course we know cupcake has gone high. Now let's say it's even 200 naira. Please, can someone just type times 500 times 200 naira for me? I want to know.
Hey, my math students, do this typing, please.
200. Can I get the answer? Because I don't have I just want someone to give me the answer from there.
Someone give us the answer.
500. Okay. 100,000. Did someone say 100,000? Look at that.
Yes, ma'am.
I can see 100,000. 100,000. And that's just for a day. And can you bet that's 100,000? You are making it, you supply it in the morning. Because you have to go and supply it, or you send your staff to supply it in the morning. Then you go back home. Maybe you want to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm only saying it because women can make money. There's no excuse for not making money. You know,
yes,
my husband don't want me to work. Which one you're married? Your husband don't want you to work. Stay at home and make money. When your husband, I have this woman. Yes, stay at home. There's so many things you can make money from. I have this woman. The husband was working in a bank some years back, and the husband, working in a bank, my new wife, that she's not supposed to go to work. And this woman is this kind of people that they're restless. She wants to do something. So one day she just felt, since we're always having light here, why don't I, and we have freezer, me and my husband, why don't I start putting ice block in this freezer? My husband doesn't check the freezer. So this lady will fill water in nylon, and when the husband goes to work early in the morning, she will just go around Ojota, cut the car, they will buy the whole ice block, pay her cash. Before she knew it, in how many months, she has saved 400K. The husband, 2 years, 3 years, he has not been able to save 400K. So one day she called the husband and said, this is what is going on. The man screamed. And that was a good man, because some people, this man screamed, you know what? He stopped his job in the bank and they joined hands. Today, they are multi-millionaires in doing this. It might sound funny, but that's just the truth. We keep pursuing those things that we think are big. Oh, I want to do 5 to 9 where they'll pay me 500,000. Meanwhile, somebody is sitting at home selling sobo and making ₦1 million in a month, making ₦2 million in a month, and yet no expenses. You get my point? So those are the things I want women to begin to look into. Begin to look at how you can. You don't need to wake up early in the morning, leave your children, leave your family, come back very late in order to make. There's so many things. I'm not saying if you that's all you have for now. Plan. If you're in that kind of situation, then plan for yourself. Start small. If it's a juice you want to make, even as you're going to work, you can make 20 juice in a cooler. Take it to work. People will buy that. That's 20,000 already. You're building your future. By the time you decide I want to stop work, you've already built a clientele and you've already gotten a lot of money to start with. We have to begin to think inwards. Think about our skills. Break them down. Monetize them. Different ways. You can do online courses. You can be an online tutor. You can go to schools. You can go to schools and then tell them, oh, do you know I can teach your children how to learn alphabet with balloon, using balloon to twist alphabets. Wow. And they will pay very well for that. So we have to look inwards. Okay?
Wow. Thank you so much, Ma. This has been amazing. Amazing, eye-opening. Thank you so much. We're so grateful to have you on the platform. Do we have questions? Is there any question for her? If you have your question, please drop it. We're running out of time and we need to go, but we don't want you to go. It's been amazing. I just like listening to you speak all over again. So just, before we go, do you have any like forthcoming events? I can see the flyer now. Okay, yes, you have an event or a training coming up soon, and that is, if you can just talk more about it quickly before we go.
Okay, yes, we have this course coming up because we've had so many people in this situation where they're just confused about how to monetize their skills, how to monetize, not just monetizing, I mean, like you cash out. And so we've drawn up a course where we can be able to hold these people by the hand. Of course, you heard all I'm saying. There's no way you can hold someone by the hand. You find out all this and direct them step by step and say, this is what you need to do. All they want is implementation. We show you how to implement it. There's no way you will not cash out, no matter what scale you think you have. Yes.
Okay, and that'll be for 7 days.
That's going to be for 7 days. We are teaching you the course. We are giving you the guide step by step of what to do. And the truth is, after 7 days, we will definitely see results. So it's not, we hold you by the hand. That's what we expect. And that's going to be online. We've been like offline. Now you don't have to rush down, paying for accommodation, and we're able to reach a whole lot of people. We also have some free courses that we advertise on our social media platform, Just Events Academy, Facebook, Just Events _ Academy, Instagram, Lilian Nkiruka Eze. We have some free classes. We also, for instance, I think we have one for next week where we're teaching people how to make the most delicious Chinese rice. And of course, everybody
you will see me in that class. I am there already.
I know.
I am there. I am already there. When it comes to food, you can count me in on food. So I am there already. Yes. Thank you so much, Ma. We just know that by the grace of God, we will employ your services because this is what we do also. We inspire and we empower our ladies to succeed. And we do that through, most times we issue them grants and we also have trainings for them. So in the coming days, we will relate, will be in your inbox, how we can partner together to empower more women.
That's beautiful.
So we can empower more women, because I just believe when we are all empowered, the society benefits. The world gets better place. There is no more poverty.
Yes, the course that is coming up, the registration is open, and we have early birds. When we talk about early birds, we also including everyone that is watching, ladies.
We will need a discount code for ladies with stories. Now, we are not everybody. We need you to tell us our personalized. We need to tell us our personalized discount, because I know that my girls are going to register for this. Thank you so much, Ma. We are grateful. We are so grateful. Thank you so much. All right, Ma. We do not have.
My parting words to everyone, every lady watching, every young person watching. They said there's this. I came by it recently, and it says there are 3 kinds of people. One is the stressor. The second is the dabbler, and the last is the achiever. And they say the stressor. The stressor is that one. They start something. At some point, they feel like, oh, I'm finding this. Oh, they just get into a platitude, like oblivion, like I don't know what else. I'm just tired of this. They abandon it. Then after a while, their senses will just come and they will move. They will keep doing this until they get to their objective, to their destination. Those are the stressors. Now look at the dabblers. The dabblers are those ones. Oh, today I'm doing a cake. Oh, tomorrow it is hair. Oh, the next day it is this. They will remain on the same level. They never ever get to their destination. And then there are the achievers. Those ones, they start. They get to a point. They reach a plateau. But the moment they reach a plateau, they're lucky. They find someone who can call them and say, oh, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to do it. And they say, oh, thank God I met this person. They will learn it, they will implement, and they will move on. At some point, they move into plateau again. They get a mentor, and then at the end, they get to their destination. And they are the achievers. So I just ask people, where do you want to belong and where are you? Are you an achiever? Are you a dabbler? Are you a stressor? But guess what? For everyone that is tuning in today, all I can say is that you all are achievers, and together we
We
can achieve
are.
together. Yes, 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 yes.
Thank you so much, Ma. We are
Thank
grateful. Thank you
you.
so much. We look forward to
Thank
bringing you
you.
back some more in our
Thank
coming
you
shows.
so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank
It's an
you.
honor
It's
to have you. Do
awesome.
have a good night rest and have a
And you
beautiful
too.
weekend.
You
Thank you,
too.
Ma.
Thank you for watching. Love
Bye
you.
bye. We love you too.
Bye.
Thank you, Ma. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much, my people, for joining. It's been an amazing evening. If you know you learned something, kindly drop it in the comment section what you learned. And if you know you haven't shared this video, please be nice and share it with someone. Tell someone you learned something this evening. No matter what, you must have learned one or two. You must have gotten business idea. If you not get anything, me, I got that I can package akara and present it as a birthday gift to someone. And that way I can make that akara business. I have learned that you can do balloons, turn balloons into alphabets and numbers and teach children in school. That way you can make money. You don't have to sit down and wait for there's no business coming. Go and look for your business and be creative about it. So thank you so much, guys. It's been an amazing, amazing, amazing Friday evening. TGIF, we are back on the game and we promise we won't go away again. We love you, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching this beautiful evening. This is me saying have a beautiful evening. Have a great September, because I know I'll see you in September. And remember to join the affirmations every day at 8 a.m. There are affirmations going on the platform, which means that go and see yourself in the mirror. Every day there is a mirror on Ladies with Story that shows you who you are. So believe in that mirror, because the mirror is who is just reflecting you. So go and see yourself every day, 8 a.m., and stick with that which you have seen in your head all through the day. Thank you so much for being amazing. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for, making this platform a beautiful and a bigger place. If your friends are not yet here, please tell your friends there is a platform, Ladies with Stories. All they need to do is to come and like, follow the page, and turn on their notifications. Whenever we go live, they will see it. And yes, congratulations to all our grant beneficiaries. Our beneficiaries have been broadcasted round, and I'm so glad that we have these people this year. And don't forget, it's going to be 50,000 naira to our beneficiaries this year. We hope we get better and better and better over the years. And to those who are wanting to, didn't know about the application process in the beginning, just hold on. We have next year. You will apply next year. Thank you so much, guys. I love you. And don't forget, you are made for more. Get trained in that field you are doing. Find a niche, be focused. You can monetize your knowledge. You can monetize your product. You can publish books. You can do a lot of things. Try and watch this video again, and you will be amazed by what you will learn. Thank you so much to all our viewers around the globe, Nigeria, Ireland, the USA, and everywhere we have people watching this evening. We love you and we celebrate you. Thank you for believing in Ladies with Stories. Thank you for staying through till the end. We are here to inspire and empower you to succeed. Good night, my people. See you in September. Bye.